Hello, good evening everyone. Welcome to this class. So today is 27th September 2017. This is our ninth meeting during this semester, and I hope all of you are in a good condition, all of you are healthy, and you still have energy to enjoy this class. So how are you today?
I'm a bit of not feeling well, miss. I think I have a little bit of fever or something.
Oh, so sad.
So
So
that's why maybe I will mute my microphone.
do you take your medicine?
I took it, yes, but I think this is because the weather, because it's going to be winter, right?
Yeah,
Apa?
the weather changes a lot.
Autumn.
So do I. When I was outside, it was really hot in the afternoon, but when I just inside the room, my classroom is really cold. So there is a big changes for the temperature, and sometimes if we are not in good condition, it will influence our health. Okay, so there are only two students here. Join with my class.
Miss, you was uploading the last of the file.
Yeah, I
The
uploaded.
Yes, that is all. Have we done it through assignment? Because I saw there is one or two, three of assignment. It is
So there are
three.
three assignments, and one of them was replaced with one assignment that I already uploaded last week. So there will be only three assignments. Two of them are summaries, and
No,
one of them are answering some questions.
the
So
answering question is there are have three of part, right?
yeah, but I think it's not really difficult for you. That's easy, right? Do you open it?
Mm. Yes, I did.
Okay, that's good. This is our next meeting, so we only have two remains meeting left, and I hope that during this night meeting you gain a lot of knowledge. And so, hello Mbak Sheila, how are you?
Hello, Miss. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. Are you okay today?
I'm great, and you?
Oh, I'm good too. Are you sick? Like Mbak Eti?
No.
Okay, thanks God, you are healthy. So, today we will talk the last chapter of this book. But before we start our discussion, do you have any reading experience this week? Anyone? Do you have any reading experience? No one have? So today I will conduct more discussion. I need a lot of participation because I created some questions in my PPT. So do you already have all of them? The PPT I uploaded on Facebook, on our Facebook group. The net part of our meeting. I hope that all of you get it. So when we discuss, you can open your own PPT. And also, Mbak Eti, may I ask you some questions?
Sure.
I read in your Facebook that you wrote a book. You are an
Oh
author
yeah.
of a book. Is that true?
Yeah. This
Oh, that's
my
cool.
I published in 2015, the last maybe quite so on January 2016, as I give title Wanita di Balik Badai.
Is that your own
And
story or
no,
the story?
it's not only my own. This inside it has many of stories tell about how a strong woman who have who become Indonesian worker in the overseas, uh, and such as in Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, including of Taiwan, and how is a lot of trouble and problem there happened to them, but they're keep stronger because such as some of the people say it, when woman is so, I mean, the human who don't have the power, right? Because easily to get sad, easily to get cry. But actually that is not true, because we are a woman is the most of the stronger human in I think quite the superhero, because beside of human should be take care of the families, including of husband, mother-in-law, children, and they also go abroad to work, to earn money, to build the children of the future, to make them step off in front from their life. You see, I mean, they did not don't let the children like them have the bad stories in the life. They want to make their children have a good future and good knowledge.
Oh, that's nice. So how many people did you interview for that book?
Uh, some of them I took from a real story, like I think I have one of story from my friend in the senior high school. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
she and her husband was know each other since senior high school, and then the in addition they're married, and then they have two of children. By that time the wife still pregnant, and then by that is of one day is very bad time, is very worse, because in the evening her husband said he want to send someone to her car, because they have the rental car, then the husband should be drive by himself. But at the midnight time, she get not feeling well. I think her daughters keep crying, not sleep well, and suddenly in the midnight, someone knock her door, and then there is one of guys and one of police, and they'll ask about Andy's wife, and then my friend say his wife is I am, and then the police say when your husband already passed away because of
Oh.
kayak masuk angin duduk gitu lah, Miss. kayak
Like a
yes,
heart
pasti
attack or something like that.
kayak 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 masuk angin duduk yang udah bener-bener nggak bisa ditolong gitu. Jadi then how strong is her because during the pregnant she must take care of two of children, and then she don't know when because the her children is still so small. I think only ordinary school, yes, in the secondary school. One of in the still in the kindergarten, and she have to send to the she have to send her husband go to apa kuburan ya Miss.
Cemetery.
Yes, and how strong is her? So that I keep in one of story. Then last time when I took my holiday one month, I give the book to her, and she cried. She
Oh,
cried
that's
and
really
said thank you
touching.
very much because you keep this is really my my it's really how do I say it's not a special story. Special story is very good story, right? This is not good story. That but she really happy because I keep their story in one book,
That's
so
a really
she
nice
can
story, I
yes
think. Do you also
real story.
include your own story in that book?
A bit, just for yes a few, just
Do you
for
sell that book in Taiwan or you sell it ebook or you sell it the physical one?
yeah, the book. Yes, I distribute in Taiwan, and then some of my friend in Hong Kong also bought, and in Malaysia also, and then I have one friend. She is studying in Indonesia University in Depok. Now she is in the magister and quite to make a thesis, and then she took off the what kind literature I think kayak sastra gitu. Jadi my book is uh, one of like she go and research how is about Indonesian migrant growth in overseas life.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing. So I assume that you already tell your reading story this week, and I'm hoping that another student also share your own experience during reading this week. Thank you Mbak Ati for sharing. So how about Mbak Sila and Mbak Sirmiasi? Halo Mbak Sirmiasi, welcome to this class. Mbak Sila, would you mind to share your reading experience this week? You can share anything that you read this week. Even you can read any Facebook posting or articles or anything you read this week.
Miss, may I know did I do the story is could you understand me? Maksudnya saya ceritanya tuh enak, maksudnya dipahami nggak sih bahasa Inggrisnya gitu sudah bisa memahami belum sih Miss? Kalau misalnya saya cerita gitu udah bisa dipahami belum sih dengan vocab yang bener-bener masih sederhana?
Well, actually, this semester I joined with Word English classes, and this week we are learning about English variety. So, actually, in English, there are some types of variety. There are two terms. English has lingua franca and English as international language. So these two terms almost similar but they differ each other. So for example, as the spread of the human and also as the spread of technology, a lot of people now speaking English. Even non-native speaker they speak English. Do you know what I mean with native speaker?
Bule, miss.
Not every bule is native speaker. So native speaker means that people who use English as his or
And
her first language. So not every
oh,
bule speak English as her first or his first language. For example, if you see Western guys from German or French, maybe English is her second languages. His first languages is Germany or French.
mm,
But maybe in United States, some of them they speak Mexican or Canadian as their first languages, and English is their second languages. And also as Indonesian, our first language is our local language. For example, like Javanese, Bataknese, Sundanese, they're our first language. So the language that has been used at home for communicating each other with family, they're our first language. And the second language is language that has been used at school and informal situation. And the last one is foreign language. Foreign language means language that has been used outside the first and the second language. In this term, as Indonesian, we use English as our foreign language. And now, as the time flies so fast, a lot of people, even non-native speakers, they use English, including us. We also use English as our languages. Even English is our foreign language. So there are two terms. The first one is English as lingua franca. Lingua franca means when two people meet, they have two different languages and they use one languages that differ from both of them. For example, one people comes from Taiwan and one people come from Indonesia. Both of them they cannot speak Taiwanese, they cannot speak Chinese, and they cannot speak Bahasa. And they use English as a way of communication. That's why English as lingua franca. You know what I
mm,
mean? So sometimes when people use English as lingua franca, they use like survival English. Do you know survival English? As long as we understand your meaning, as long as I can understand what are you saying about, that's good. That's English as
okay, miss.
lingua franca. And
Lingua franca.
the other term is English as international languages. So it means that many people comes from around the world, even they don't speak English as their first or second languages, they still keep speaking English for a way to communicate each other. It means English as international language, and when English has been spread as international languages, we do not consider the rule and also the accent, because when we were at school, we was taught that English should be in that way. For example, we have to speak like what native speaker used to be. So we try to speak English like native speaker, but it's really difficult, right, to speak like native speaker. Even
Mm,
we
yes.
we have been taught for so many years at school. At least we already have 6 year elementary school, 3 years junior high school, and 3 years high school. So 12 years we obtain English, but it it's still hard for us to speak like a native speaker. Why? Because English is our international language. So the point is, as a communication, if as long as we can understand each other, that's good. There are two different terms. If you use English as communication, as long as we understand each other, that's okay. But if you use English as assessment, so for example, one day you want to make sure your language proficiency. Do you know what I mean, language proficiency? It means
Mm,
that uh, you want to know how further or how good your English is. So you need
mm,
to take a test like IELTS or TOEIC or TOEFL. That's English proficiency test. This really good test to know how good your English. So in the context of test, if you use survival English, maybe you will fail. That's why we learn grammar. Even so, there are another two terms: fluency and accuracy. Some people think that fluency is more important than accuracy. As long as you can speak fluently in English, that's good. But some other also consider about accuracy, the grammatical pattern, the grammatical order of a word. Sometimes when you say subject, verb, object, if you are saying something that explains what happened today, you have to use present tense or present continuous. But
Content.
if you explain something that has been done yesterday on the past, you will use past tense or perfect. That's a language rule. In the language assessment, this is very important. But in daily use, as long as you can understand each other, it's okay. It just needs it just needs
Ac-
time.
Actually, when we talk each other, I think we no need to use about grammatical. Maybe it can, miss. Like when I tell one story, that is story because I already wrote, so I have been written, so that is already past. Then when I want to tell the story use interpretation secara lisan, itu apakah saya harus menerangkannya dalam bentuk past tense atau saya bisa menggunakan dalam bentuk simple present gitu. Karena kalau harus menggunakan past tense itu kan kadang-kadang kayak tadi aku cerita soal apa ya? Oh, aku jual bukuku, teman-temanku yang ada di Hong Kong juga membelinya gitu. Kan harusnya kan some of my friend in Hong Kong bought it ya, Miss ya. Bought it ya.
Mhm.
Nah, itu misalnya kalau saya bilang some of my friend in Hong Kong also buy my book, itu boleh nggak? Sebenarnya juga bisa dimengerti ya, Miss.
Yes, as long as I can understand your point, that's good. It's okay. But in term of English assessment, it will be failed.
Ya,
The
jadi
you know
bought
what I
itu.
mean? That's
Ya,
why
ya, I mean.
I introduce you to two different terms. Because now English as language, international language or lingua franca, so it's okay. If we use English, sometimes we call it broken English. As long
Okay,
as we
Miss,
use
thank you for
English
sharing.
without the correct word ordering, and people can understand what we are saying, that's okay. It just needs time. So now there are 5 students coming. So I'm waiting for the other students to share your experience, your reading experience. Mbak Sela, Mbak Sirmiasi, Mbak Suminda, maybe some of you, I'm waiting for your sharing. Halo Mbak Sela, halo Mbak Sirmiasi.
I wonder, want to hear about Mbak Linda's story about Asian Indonesian culture Asia. I,
Oh,
yeah, I saw some of her picture is very nice. Maybe she can tell the story to us here because we cannot attend it. We did not attend at that event.
yeah, that would be nice if Mbak Linda willing to share her experience. Mbak Suminda, do you mind to share your experience? Hello? Okay, that's great. I understand that. Well, does anyone willing to share their experience? Okay, no one's speaking now. Okay, if no one's speaking now, it's okay. I have been accustomed with this condition. A lot of people abandon me. A lot of people ignoring me. So let's move to Module 9. Please open your book on Module 9. The topic today is inferring by restating some ideas. So before I start the lesson, I will read the introduction from the book. Banyak cara untuk menyatakan sesuatu, salah satunya adalah dengan cara menggunakan kata atau kalimat lain tanpa mengubah makna. Kadang-kadang seorang penulis mengatakan sesuatu tidak secara eksplisit melainkan secara implisit. So today we will learn two terms, explicit and implicit. So anyone knows the difference between those two terms? Explicit and implicit. So, sebagai seorang pembaca, as a reader, Anda harus mengetahui tidak hanya apa yang tersurat dalam kalimat yang Anda baca, tapi juga yang tersirat. Modul ini membantu Anda bagaimana cara mengetahui apa yang tersirat dalam sebuah kata, kalimat, atau paragraf. Tidak ada teori mengenai hal ini, jadi sebaiknya Anda langsung mengerjakan matematik yang ada. Selamat belajar. So, but because since the book only give you some questions, and I think questions doesn't enough to learn. This is not for senior high school students. So this is higher level of education. That's why I give you some PPT. Please open your PPT. So please open on your second PPT, second slide of PPT. When we read, we need to think. Do you agree with that? Sometimes we read but we don't think, so that's why after reading, when someone asks us, when someone gives us a question, we cannot answer the questions because we only read. We only move our eyes, we only move our head, but we didn't put the knowledge to our mind. We didn't use our mind to read. Do you agree with that? So reading needs thinking. Both of them cannot be separated. So when we read, we need to think, and also we need to refer. For example, when I got some information, this is not only reading a long passages, ini tidak hanya tentang baca paragraf panjang, but whenever you read, you will use that term. For example, when you walk on the street and you see a sign, and it is written, floor slippery. Be careful, floor slippery. Or caution, floor is wet. Have you ever found this sign? For example, you are walking in a mall or in a hall, then there is a sign written, caution, wet floor. If you only read that without thinking what does it mean to you, you only read that. You will walk through the wet floor and you will get slippery. But if you read that sign and then you consider that, oh, is that mean that the floor is wet and I have to be careful because the wet floor will cause a problem to me, because I will may fall down because of the wet floor, so I must avoid that way. I have to choose another way, or I must be careful, or I have to wait until the floor is dry, unless I will slip. So do you know what I mean? When we read, we need to think, And also, after we are thinking, we need to refer. We need to refer the informations that we read into our knowledge, and we need to implement. That's why when you read, I ask you to make summary. And also I ask you to share. Why? Because when you read and when you think, you will get the information, and when you share it, it means that, what we call it, you crystallize the information that you have obtained. That's why this is my favorite part when you share your experience. But sometimes it's quite challenging for you and for me too, because my professor always ask me to share what I read during this week, and it's quite challenging if I cannot share anything. Even I spend 2 hours reading a lot of papers, sometimes it's hard for me to share what I have learned because I didn't get anything. Maybe some of you have the experience, so it's really common. We spend a lot of hours, long hours to read papers, but we didn't get any information because our mind already full. So that's why we join with this class. Reading need thinking and also need referring. So next slide, on the third slide, I have some point. The first one is retell and summarize. Do you know the meaning retell and summarize? Okay, someone, please, if I ask you, do
And
you mind to answer?
summarize.
Yeah, what does it mean,
Mm,
retell and summarize?
from my opinion, retile and summarize. Retile, summarize is we make uh, one of the point or like uh, summary at the end from the story what we read. And retell, re is perfect suffix ya Miss, apa kalau itu
Yeah,
perfect when
perfect.
yes, perfect, yes, perfect re is has meaning do it again, so
Mm.
we tell another one time what we what we already read from the text, and we go and make a summarize or conclusion from text what we have done to read.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. So, that's good. That's true. Retell and summarize mean menceritakan ulang dan merangkum. In this case, it also needs thinking, right? When we retell something, we need to memorize. We can memorize something if we get understanding. And the next one is determine main ideas. Determine means membedakan, differentiate main ideas, or getting the main ideas. Next one is visualize idea. Visualize means you can get the imagination. You can imagine the idea. This is very important as a good reader. A good reader can get the whole picture of the passage or the information that you read. And the next one is ask questions. A good reader can have a critical thinking. So if we read something, we should have some questions. What does it mean? How does it should be implied? Why? Why do the writer say that? So we need to raise some questions when we read to get a better understanding. And the next one is make connection. Is there someone knows the meaning of make connection? Ada yang tahu make connection artinya apa? Someone please respond. No one responds me? Okay, thank you. So, make connection means you can get the red line between every paragraph you read. So, for example, you read a long story and the long story consists of some paragraphs, and you can get the connection between each paragraph. That's a make connection. And the last one is synthesize ideas. Maybe this is a new term for you. Synthesize derived from a word produce. Synthesize have the same meaning with produce. Do you know the meaning of produce? Produce is make something. So when you synthesize an ideas, it means you make the new ideas. You collaborate the idea that you read and your own idea. Or you combine two articles, you combine three or four stories, and you make the new one from those ideas that you collected. This means synthesize ideas. So this is very important when you read. So today we will learn how to retell and summarize. But tonight I don't want to speak alone. I don't want to talk to myself and to my computer. I want you to get involved. I want everyone getting involved in my class. So please respond me. Am I the only one in this Skype?
No,
Okay,
I'm
thank
here.
you. Or are we the only one? Are we the only one in this Skype session? Only I think it seems that only me and you are talking. I need feedback
Because
for another
the other
student.
one is there are muting the speaker. I don't know. Maybe they're still busy or have is not available to talk. I don't know, miss.
Yeah, I need your response. I need feedback from my students because we learn together, so I need you to respond. I will get sleepy if you only keep silent and I talk to myself. Oh, Marcella, so sorry to hear that. Okay, no worries. Okay, you still keep listening that. It's okay. Thank you for let me know your reason. So I'm not worried that I'm talking alone. So no one responds me. Thank you for letting me know your condition. I hope that your grandfather is good, so you will have time to study. Wait, let's waiting for another response before we continue our lesson. Yeah, good evening, Micah. It's okay. did you fix your laptop now, Maika? So, can we continue now? I hope that not only Biotic will respond to me, but another student also can respond to me. So, because we will do a lot of discussion tonight.